It's a wild mix of cases tonight. A young mother brutally murdered in what police are calling a targeted attack. A decades-old homicide finally has a suspect. And Bryan Kohberger is back in the headlines complaining from jail. A local man in Idaho Falls is accused of an attempted kidnapping. Another is arrested after a violent incident. And in a bizarre twist, someone actually swallowed a Fabergé egg and is now under medical observation. We're also tracking major movement in the Brian Waltz trial, and yes, even a raccoon made the crime blotter this week after robbing a liquor store. It's a lot, and every update matters. Let's get into it.
Season 6, we're back again. Christy and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. I'm Christy Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey, Katie.
How's it going?
Well, good. We just started something new.
Yeah.
Y'all heard the intro. We're going to start doing that on every show. We're getting some advice that would be good for us, especially over on Spotify. So we're going to give that a try. So
yes, we are.
What I know is that we are hitting all the highlights and the lowlights tonight.
We are eclectic tonight. Yeah, for sure.
We are, but I think probably the place we got to start is the Rebecca Park murder.
Oh my God.
So tell us what's going on there.
So, as you know, there has been an arrest. It was initially reported that it was her older sister. Well, her older sister is also her bio mom. So we're going to switch to that language now.
Oh, okay. I've been confused by that.
Her bio mother and stepfather have been charged in her murder. I'm going to actually just let the DA tell you about it. So we're going to watch a bit of the arraignment. When you hear yelling at the end, well, yeah, that's Courtney Bartholomew yelling at the judge. Courtney Bartholomew and Brad Bartholomew are the people that are charged in this situation, and it is just as bad as it could possibly be. So let's take a listen.
The court to deny pretrial release to a defendant charged with murder. She is charged with murder. She's also charged with felony murder and 6 other counts, as the court read. I hate to repeat it, but to create a record in this case as well, I think no bond or being held without bond is appropriate. Again, this is a case of premeditated torture and murder. These two individuals created a plan, conducted research. Ms. Bartholomew brought Rebecca to their home. They forced her into another vehicle and took her into the woods, where they stabbed her, forced her to lie on the ground while they cut her baby out, and ultimately caused her death and the death of the baby. They then left Rebecca in the woods. This is, frankly, evil personified, and I would ask the court to hold her without bond.
The court does find, based on what's been presented to it today, the probable cause affidavit I've read and various search warrants I've read, the defendant is both a flight risk and a threat to the community, therefore she will be held without bond. I am going to order...
Your Honor, I have a
No. I'm also going to order that the defendant not have any contact with Bradley Bartholomew, and I'm going to sua sponte go back and add that requirement to his bond conditions as well. Counsel, anything for the record?
No, sir, thank you.
No, Your Honor, thank you. All right, thank you, Wexford. I will hold off on calling the next cases to allow the courtroom to end. if they so choose.
And that dumb bee wanted to be heard. Yeah, I don't really think so.
Wow. What is she thinking?
So here's the
Oh.
charges.
Oh, sorry. I did that.
You're good. Here are the charges. 1 count of first-degree murder, 1 count of felony murder, 1 count of torture, 1 count of conspiracy to commit torture, 1 count of assault on a pregnant individual causing miscarriage or stillbirth, 1 count of conspiracy to commit assault on a pregnant individual causing miscarriage or stillbirth, 1 count of unlawful imprisonment, and 1 count of removal of a dead body.
My God.
Yeah.
What could possibly have motivated this?
It's hard to imagine. Drugs? Maybe? I
Maybe?
don't know. She looks rough. But yes, apparently she is disabled herself. Where did this take place? This took place in Lansing, Michigan, or around the area of Lansing, Michigan.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
To
absolutely horrifying.
Wexford County.
Near Cadillac, Michigan. Okay. One of the chatters says.
Yeah.
That is just unbelievable.
Yep. Her
How
own
terrifying.
fecking family did that to her.
God.
It's awful.
She didn't raise Rebecca. Rebecca was raised by someone else.
I think so. I'm not entirely
one of the
sure, but I
articles I
believe
read.
that to be true. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information coming out and a lot of stuff flying. And so trying to be a little bit careful,
Sure.
because there's always lots of varying info out there. Dog Mom says she lives near here and actually has friends who know all of those involved. It's
Oh my
just
God.
unbelievable. She had
devastating.
adoptive parents. Okay, thank you.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really bad situation all the way around, but who does that?
Right? My
It's just
God.
unreal. Yeah. I'm so sick and sad for Rebecca.
It's just horrific. And now all lives lost in that situation.
Yeah. Yep. And for what? Just what?
Yeah. For what? I don't know. Us normies always want to make sense of these things, don't we?
Right. And there's just no making sense of it. Yeah.
No. there isn't.
So we will continue to track this one, of course. I'd like to track this all the way through trial if it goes to trial. So that's where we are with it.
Yeah. Wow.
Why do they call her
Alright.
sister? I don't know. Those were the first reports that came out, is that it was her older sister and her older sister's fiance. And then pretty soon that narrative changed to it being her bio mother. I suspect that that's how maybe she was considered to be.
I
Adopted
guess
mom is raising
maybe.
2 of Rebecca's other kids. Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
God, it's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just horrific.
The perp is the
Well,
victim's bio
all our
mom,
love to
Christy.
the families.
Yes, yeah. To everybody who's hurt by this, all of our love to them. Yeah.
What a disgusting tragedy. Well, we need to
Yep.
keep an eye on that as it goes
Yeah.
through the system. Alrighty. Well, let's do some updates in the Brian Walsh trial. I
Yeah.
thought this was really the most flattering picture to use of Mr. Walsh. Just wanted to update. We did share last night on the show, or yesterday on the show, summaries of the prosecution opening and the defense opening. So here's what we've seen, who we've seen on the stand and what they've talked about since then. So on day one, after the opening statements, we had Sergeant Harrison Schmidt of the Cohasset PD. So he describes their initial response when Anna Walsh is reported missing on January 4th of 2023. Kind of walked the jurors through Brian Walsh's early statements to the police, which were, as we know, quite inconsistent. His testimony really supported the prosecution's argument that Brian attempted to manipulate the timeline of Anna's disappearance. And the jury did hear parts of Walsh's recorded interview, including him not knowing anything about those weird internet searches that were found, on his child's iPad. He said, I have no idea. I didn't use that iPad.
Ah,
Like, what?
okay, Jan.
You think
Mm-hmm.
your child was Google searching? Because today on the stand, we had Trooper Nicholas Garino from the Massachusetts State Police Digital Forensics. Trooper Garino presented extensive Google search history that came from the devices in the Walsh home. Searches that include things like how to dispose of a body, how to saw a body, how long before a body starts to smell,
Ooh.
using garbage bags to dispose of remains, and how long does DNA last?
Oh, God.
There were also searches involving, guess who? The man that Anna was allegedly having an affair with. That affair that Brian was totally okay with. Remember,
Yeah.
we heard that from the defense yesterday.
So allegedly their little child was searching for these things?
Yes,
Sure.
allegedly their child on the child's iPad. What an asshole to try to implicate your own kid like that. There were timestamps on the searches that show that the timeline of which prosecutors believe Anna was killed.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of helps to start lining up when everything happened, because Brian lied about, everything.
Yeah.
When everything happened. So this was yesterday. There were also some other investigators that presented physical evidence that were recovered from the Peabody trash facility. They found there Anna's boots, a COVID vaccination card, her clothing, a hacksaw, a hatchet, bloody towels, and cleaning supplies, including bleach and peroxide bottles.
Oh.
Some items had blood, suspected bone fragments, or DNA that prosecutors say link back to the Walsh home. Jury also saw a photo of a cut on Brian's thumb that was taken during his arrest. Obviously, prosecutors imply that it happened during a violent struggle with Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Or
whilst
from
dismembering her. Yeah.
Hatchet. Yeah. Then today, day 3, we had Trooper Nicholas Garino back on the stand, finished describing the digital evidence extraction from the phones, iPads, and laptops from the home. When asked by the prosecution whether or not any of these searches could have just been someone searching, out of curiosity, I don't know, like as a true crimer, which is what I hope would be, attributed to my searches.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
He did say that none of those searches seemed to be consistent with curiosity, but more with active cleanup and disposal of a body. Today, they also had a life insurance agent on the stand who testified that Anna was in excellent physical health, receiving the highest possible health rating for policyholders for their insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
This really undercut the defense's claim of she just suddenly died, guys. He also explained details of the life insurance policies that prosecutors think could have, helped to establish the financial motive. It's so weird how close this is to the Tammy Daybell murder, Like, guys, she just died, okay? Maybe she had a little cough and then she was dead.
Right.
Also, her dead body fell out of bed.
Mm-hmm. I know, weird.
I mean, what? What is even happening right now?
Yeah.
So that's where we're at in the Brian Walsh trial.
Okay.
We'll keep you updated as we go along. But right now, not a lot looking good for the defense, considering, what they're trying to allege.
The mountain of evidence, yeah.
Yeah, the mountain of evidence. The tools and the clothes and all of the things.
Yeah.
And Anna's belongings that they found at this one particular.
And the
transfer
COVID
station is pretty
vaccine
horrible.
card, that's so weird. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably in her wallet or something.
Maybe.
Just trying to get rid of what she might have had on her if she had, taken off to an emergency work meeting.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, Katie. Next, let's talk about, because this is kind of important to us, and we've covered it quite a bit, is the No Kings shooting in Salt Lake City earlier this year. What's going on there?
All right, so we've talked about this quite a bit. And if, as you recall, there was a shooting at the No Kings rally, the first one in Salt Lake City, where a man was killed. And the initial story that was told about the shooting didn't really match up. It's crazy because we reported on this immediately. And when it happened, the first reports were that a mass shooting was prevented, right? Yeah. And so, yes, a hero prevented a mass shooting, a peacekeeper. And so before I brought it to you guys, I had done some research trying to find any video footage, and I found video footage, and I was really confused because the video footage did not back up what the news was reporting. And what the news was reporting was that one of the so-called peacekeepers, these were people that were volunteers that were there to supposedly just kind of serve as security in a volunteer type position. The story went that a peacekeeper saw a man draw an AR out of his backpack, pointed at the crowd, and start running at the crowd. And he pulled out his firearm and shot at this gentleman, did hit and injure him, but also hit an innocent bystander and killed them. So the first stories were this hero prevented a mass shooting, though unfortunately Arthur Falasa Alou, who was just a gentleman that was attending the march, was killed. But the videos that we saw on TikTok particularly of the incident didn't back that story up at all. In fact, it showed a kid, a man up against a building, pull an AR out of a backpack, pointing it at the ground, and walking towards the crowd with the gun down. There was no running at the crowd charging with the gun in the air. We also saw the peacekeeper shooting for what kind of looked like no reason at all. Now, you might not like that this gentleman had an AR and was walking into the crowd with it, and that's okay. You don't have to like it. In Utah, it is legal. He wasn't breaking the law. So immediately we brought our story to you saying, this does not track. And immediately that man was arrested and charged. The guy with the AR was arrested and charged with murder, even though he never fired his firearm or even raised it.
Yeah.
But for whatever, they decided, his name is Arturo Gamboa. So for whatever reason, kind of initially the police decided this was Arturo Gamboa's fault, that someone else decided to raise their firearm and shoot it. But it wasn't very long, and they released Arturo Gamboa from jail and never charged him. We also reported to you about a
month. Nothing in the video
shows
shows anything he did that was illegal. Nothing.
No, but it doesn't back up at all the story that both the police and the police essentially were telling the press. So time has passed. We brought to you a story about 6 weeks ago that was a press conference from Alou's widow and her attorney saying, where the hell are the charges? They had even protected the name of the alleged shooter. They have never released the name of this person. And we wanted to know, why are they protecting this person? Why is this guy going to get away with murder? Well, he's not. Hopefully, we'll see. What we learned today is that they have now made an arrest. They are charging the man who pulled the trigger. His name is Matthew Scott Alder. They're charging him with manslaughter. He'll face up to 15 years in prison. I have a bit of the press conference to share with you. I will say I'm very concerned about this. They attempted 2 times to get this in front of the grand jury and were denied twice. But we're waiting for the forensics. They have been waiting
for that gun guy.
Yep. They've been waiting for the forensics to come back on the bullet that killed Mr. Alou, and that has come back. And now they have brought their formal charges. So a little bit of the press conference. I will say the press conference was so all over the place and it was really long. I had a hard time pulling just one thing that really condensed it, but I'm going to give you just a little bit of this.
Today, as we speak, we are filing one count of second-degree manslaughter against Matt Alder, and also formally declining any charges against Mr. Arturo Gamboa. Please note, these are allegations only, and Mr. Alder is presumed to be innocent of any wrongdoing as is in our system. So now I will share with you that we file our charges on the following probable cause. On June 14, 2025, at approximately 2000 hours, Salt Lake City Police were dispatched to a shooting that occurred at 151 South State Street in Salt Lake County along the route of No King's March that was occurring in downtown Salt Lake City that day. Upon arrival, officers located Arthur Afa Alou lying in the street with an apparent gunshot wound to his head. Mr. Alou was transported to the hospital where he was later declared deceased. Several witnesses directed officers toward the corner of 100 South and East, where an individual that matched the initial description of the shooter was wrestling over a backpack with another person. The officers detained the individual, later identified as Arturo Gamboa, and observed blood on his hands. Gamboa was wearing a black shirt, black cargo pants, and black boots. Detectives located 3 loaded rifle magazines in Gamboa's cargo pants, along with a knife. In his backpack, detectives located a disassembled AR-15 rifle, a Venezuelan flag, and other identification documents. Gamboa had a flesh wound to his outside left abdomen from an apparent gunshot. Officers also made contact with an individual identified as Matthew Scott Alder, who was wearing a high-visibility green vest. Alder was accompanied by several other individuals also wearing high-visibility vests who later were identified as a...
All right, that's all I pulled for you because, again, it's really super long. And this was well into the press conference. There was a very long part, beginning of it, explaining why this has taken so long, and that they've actually been working on this. Their first attempt to get this in front of a grand jury was back in July.
Wow.
So they have been working on it. He had talked about how, because of the nature of what happened, they really were examining their laws and trying to decide how to bring a charge or if they could. I don't understand how they can't. This guy was acting in a volunteer capacity. He's not law enforcement.
No.
He saw someone with a gun pointing at the ground and panicked and started firing into a huge crowd of people.
Right.
He got a case of the Wild Wild West and shot and killed somebody. I don't understand how that could even be a question of whether or not there's a charge. But anyway, here we are. So,
well, you know why, though, because this is the good guy with the gun.
It was. It was.
Supposedly.
They also arrested the brown guy, not the white guy.
Yeah.
This is
Who
Utah.
was shot.
Who was shot. Yeah.
He didn't shoot anyone. He was, in fact, shot himself.
Now, he was packing a lot of ammunition. He had a big knife. His friends said that he always brought things like that with him, not just to rallies, but wherever he went. He has never been charged with anything before, at least gun charges, and doesn't
carry state.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I personally don't think it's probably wise to bring weapons like that to events like this. That's my personal opinion. However, this is Utah and it is legal there. It's legal here in Idaho too. So what he didn't break the law, but this guy lost his head and just started firing. You can't just do that. That's no different than firing through the locked front door. You can't just use your gun anytime you want to and try to justify it. This kind of stuff is just crazy. So I'm glad the charges have finally come. Like I said, I'm a little bit nervous just considering that they could not get this in front of a grand jury. But it's not that the grand jury told them no. A panel of judges that decides whether things see the grand jury said no. Twice.
Because you know what this is. This is going to be a big old Second Amendment fight.
Yeah.
And Utah
Yep.
doesn't want that.
Yep.
But
Yep.
this is exactly why everybody packing a gun everywhere they go is a really stupid idea.
Yep.
Because this kind of shit happens.
I will say this. Why wasn't the truth just told in the first place?
Yeah.
If you really thought that what you did was justified, and we have to ask, is he the one that told the bogus story to the police?
Right? Where did
Was
that
it the
spin
people
come
he
from?
was with? Where did that story come from? Because if that's the story he told the police, there's very public, obvious evidence that refutes that. If he lied to the police about what happened, why?
Yeah.
So we're going to keep watching it. We'll watch this one through the end. I'm very curious to see what happens here, and so grateful for Alu's family that there's going to be at least an attempt here on justice.
Yeah.
And also very relieved for Arturo Gamboa that they're now saying that they definitely will not be bringing any charges against him. He sat in jail for 5 days.
Yeah. With an injury. He was shot in the side.
Yeah. Yep.
Whew.
Awful. All
Wild.
of it.
Very much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a DNA for the win for us.
Okay.
This is out of Colorado. This beautiful lady right here is Rhonda Marie Fisher. She was 30 years old when she was found on April 1st of 1987, murdered alongside a rural highway 35 miles south of Denver. She had been sexually assaulted and strangled to death. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office said that, this had basically gone cold. Been cold for a long time. But as is the way these days, a lot of DNA-based evidence is being retested in cold cases. And that's what happened in this case. When her body was found, there were paper bags put over her hands, as there always are, to preserve evidence. And those paper bags were tested recently and found her DNA and connected it to one of the state's most prolific serial killers.
Wow.
And that was this guy right here. This is, this guy is Vincent Darrell Groves. And this mugshot is from 1989. They call him one of Colorado's most prolific serial killers. He was convicted of murder in 1982 and was involved in sex trafficking and drug distribution.
Oh.
He only served 5 years for his murder conviction and went on to commit attacks that primarily targeted vulnerable women.
5 years?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not sure the whole story behind that, but I would like to learn it. It's believed that he is responsible for at least 12 homicides, an attempted murder, and a sexual assault in the Denver metro area. He died in 1996 while in Colorado Department of Corrections custody after convictions related to the 1988 murders of Diane Mancera in Douglas County and another victim in Adams County. So unfortunately, he will never be brought to justice for this particular murderer, but for the sake of her family and just for closure, we now know who killed Rhonda Marie Fisher.
Wow. It is unbelievably sad and infuriating.
Yeah. The police are really lauding the very meticulous way that the evidence in her case was stored.
Yeah, definitely.
That allowed for getting DNA off those paper bags from so very long ago. So
How common is an African American serial killer? Not that common.
not that common. Well, when you consider that what African Americans only make up about 18% of the population in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And so the most common serial killers are white men.
Yeah.
Because there are more white men in this country than any other race of men.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, I hear that Brian Koberger has been carrying it up in prison yet again.
Brian Koberger cannot, will not, absolutely isn't going to stop bitching and complaining. He's not. He's just not.
Who is surprised by this?
He, the minute he got there, he was complaining about people taunting him, sexually harassing him. Not that I think that's a joke, but in Brian's case, shut up. He's been angry that he couldn't sleep. He's been mad that he's not getting the right food. So I was thinking about what would Brian Koberger's song sound like if we were talking about Brian complaining to the manager. But also, I just wondered if Brian just longs for the days when he and little Brian are back in the press where he wants them to be. So, with the help of AI, I wrote a song about it.
Well, he strutted into lockup like he thought it was a spa, then complained the towels were scratchy and the air had bad feng shui. All he's filing grievances like chapters in a whiny memoir. Volume 1, my cell is drafty. Volume 2, I'm traumatized by bars. The guy next door is laughing like he's watching late night TV. He's tapping on the vent saying, "Do chill out, this ain't the DMV." But our heroes clutching clipboards like they're sacred ancient doctrine. Yes, bow down to his majesty, the mighty prison Karen. Oh, Karen, he only wishes press cared about his crotch, man. Every news shot these days is just him mid-complain. Not a single flattering angle, just frustration and restraint. Oh, Karen, storming halls like it's McCarran. If a banana's got a bruise, he alerts the whole battalion. Nobody throws tantrums like Brian, the prison Karen. He demanded vegan lunches stacked in symmetrical arrays and declared the orange jumpsuit was emotionally beige. He says, "Excuse me, warden, hi, I need to speak to management." While the guards are whispering, this dude's a walking Yelp establishment. He's got binders labeled noise complaints and food-related tragedies, a vision board with posted dreams like better light and strategies. And when reporters show up snapping photos left and right, he sighs, "Oh please, can't one of you film my crotch tonight?" Oh, Karen, he'd kill for paparazzi pants shots again. But they're zooming on his frown lines, his clipboards and his tray. Not the region he insists once got attention every day. Oh, Karen, flair for drama beyond comparing. He logs complaints like epic quest, each grievance bold and declaring. Yeah, nobody courts chaos like Brian, the prison Karen. Attention staff, this is Karen, I mean Brian. Just want you to know, today's banana was shaped like heartbreak. And for the record, not one press outlet photographed my lower half. This is a hate crime against my pants. Oh, Karen, forever raging, rearranging, overstating the jail at customer surveys. He'd be the whole evaluation, drama king extraordinaire, and he's the one of his sensation in the at-home incarceration. Long live the legend, Brian the prison Karen. He's the only guy in history who's begging, yes, begging, for the press to photograph his crotch again.
For some reason, it just had to be a polka, you know?
It really, really did. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you have it.
And if you don't know the inside joke there, when Brian was first arrested and being held, and his defense attorney got real dramatic because every photo of him from court was just his crotch.
Well, that was her claim.
In the news. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
But Katie did some research, and what did you find?
Well, I searched high and low, trying to find these crotch shots. I was anxious to see them, to be honest. I had a hard time finding them. This is what I came up with. This one right here. This one,
Mhm.
and of course the infamous that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Ann Taylor was absolutely right. The internet is just teeming with pictures of Brian Koberger's crotch. Now that he's in prison, nobody wants to see little Brian. Well, no one that he wants to show it to. So
Yeah.
here we
Correct.
are.
I love it. That was fantastic.
But yes, he is making some complaints. Again, he's mad about the kind of bananas he's receiving now. So, Brian, you're in prison for murdering 4 people. Shut up.
Right. Hello. Be grateful you're even getting fresh fruit, you asshole.
Mhm. For real.
All
So,
right.
there you go.
Well, thank you.
Hmm.
On to some good news in Idaho, because we do get that occasionally. This is a team right here in Idaho Falls in Bonneville County, where I live, where 2 Eastern Idaho law enforcement officers were honored for their work protecting children from online predators.
Hmm.
So this kind of is a new thing in our community because we live in a small place. But Idaho Falls Police Detective Jared Mendenhall and Bonneville County Sheriff's Office Detective Corey Payne received special recognition from the Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador for their efforts with the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. The 2 investigators have been involved in 100 arrests conducted in child exploitation cases.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, East Idaho News has covered every single one of them because it's a daily thing now. Mendenhall and Payne were honored, accompanied by their families at the Idaho Falls Police Department. And that's what this photo is, along with our outgoing mayor, Rebecca Casper. So the Idaho Crimes Against Children unit operates under the Attorney General's office, but includes a network of deputies, officers, and detectives stationed across the state. Their mission is to track down child predators who are attempting to abuse or exploit children. So over the past 5 years, the number of tips to the IACAC unit has gone from around 1,500 in 2020 to 4,100 expected this year. Wow. Holy shit. That many people are aware of these individuals. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Payne said, "We do our job because we do our job. It's important to save the community. We're trying to save kids and find the people that are out there trying to abuse children or look at images of children being abused."
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. Mendenhall said, "There's no way for us to solve this problem as an IFPD, Idaho Falls Police Department, but we can solve it as an Idaho law enforcement community. And it is a group effort. Definitely, we know of cases that have come out of Madison County as well. If y'all remember some Madison County detectives we know well from the Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow trials,
Yeah.
Who have also been involved.
Hmm.
They said that their caseload is not slowing down and that they're just getting more tips and more cases. So you can certainly see that in the number of cases being reported in the local news here,
Yes.
that they are catching more predators. And that is what we want to see.
Absolutely.
So we
Yep.
got to give
Keep
props.
going. Yep.
big props to the ICAC and to these officers who are willing to do this work because it is difficult and painful and unpleasant. And yet it is
Terrible.
extremely important.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wowza.
All right. Well, unfortunately, speaking of exploitation of children, Katie, why don't you tell us what's going on with Micah Smith?
Yeah. So Micah Smith, sorry. We brought you this case on Monday. This is the case of the dad in Utah who forced his children to go on a horrible hike in
Insanity.
terrible conditions. Yeah, up the side of basically a very steep mountain and tried to summit it, and the kids ended up in big trouble. The kids ended up with hypothermia. One of them had a stroke. The 2-year-old fell and hit his head and required CPR, and Dad just kept on going. And we know that he was charged earlier this week with 3 counts of child abuse, aggravated child abuse, and 3 counts of child torture.
God almighty.
We also know that when these kids were found, that he was hailed as a hero when he was found with the kids. This was hero dad who was trying to save his children. There was a GoFundMe, and then pretty soon authorities are like, wait a damn minute. What is going on here? And they finally discover and realize that he orchestrated the whole thing. This wasn't an accident or a mistake. He was insistent. The charging document consistently called him extremely selfish. He was gonna summit no matter what. Imagine your 2-year-old falling, hitting their head, and stopping breathing. And what you would do is CPR and get them breathing again and keep going.
Well,
'Cause
and
you
also
want
expecting
to
one of the other
summit.
children to do the CPR as well, right?
Yep.
Good
Yep.
God.
The 4-year-old unfortunately suffered a stroke. When authorities found them, when search and rescue finally found them, and this was towards the top of one of the peaks on the Wasatch Front in the big Cottonwood Canyon. It was very, very cold, and the 4-year-old was laying on top of the 2-year-old and was not breathing. He was administered CPR for 24 minutes before they got him to the hospital, got him breathing, and he suffered a stroke. His condition is improving, but police in the charging documents are saying he has a lifetime injury because of this.
I'm sure it does.
So we brought you the story on Monday. So the mother wasn't with them. The mother wasn't with them and had been calling him and texting him and telling him he had to come home and get the kids off of that mountain. And he was refusing because he was going to summit no matter what. He kept telling the 8-year-old that this is a chance of a lifetime, once in a lifetime opportunity. To die?
Yeah,
To die,
to
Micah?
die because your dad is such a dumbass.
Mm-hmm. So he's now been in front of the judge and really wanted, home release. Yeah, he was pushing hard to get bond. And the prosecutor told the judge that would be a hard no. That cracked me up a little bit. That was the language used in court. That's a hard no. Said the defendant posed a significant safety risk. Absolutely he does. He can't make good decisions. He's proved it.
Yeah.
The judge said there's substantial evidence to support the charges in this case, Mr. Smith, and I do find by a clear and convincing standard that you would be a danger to the alleged victims if you were released today. He also put, as would normally happen, a restraining order in place because he is not to contact those children for any reason. Interestingly, though, he asked the judge, is there anything I could do to help show that I'm not a danger or a threat? The judge said, yeah, take that up with your lawyer. But as of today, absolutely not.
Too little too late, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely not. So he's going to stay in jail exactly where he belongs at this point. We also know that there was an incident with the police. There's been 2 incidences with the police earlier this year, one of which he was removed from a hospital and charged with trespassing. I have no idea what the story is behind that. But another incident in which the police were involved and suicidal threats and a firearm were involved.
Mm.
It's an unbelievable miracle the kids lived through this. It really
is. And honestly, jail is the best place for him.
Yes.
For his own safety and the safety of everyone around him.
Mm-hmm. In the charging documents, they said that they believed he was a threat to himself and others. And I think they're absolutely correct.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, what he did was extremely unsafe for himself.
Yeah.
Let alone his tiny children.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that dude. What?
Hard to imagine.
It really is. It really is. And, well, speaking of hard to imagine, this right here is a Fabergé egg.
That is so cute. Is that an octopus?
It is an octopus. Okay. So this is You guys are not going to believe this. This is a Fabergé egg pendant. It is guilloche enamel, the Octopussy Surprise Locket. It is inspired by the James Bond movie Octopussy, and it is worth $19,300. And there is a man in custody in Auckland, New Zealand, who is really regretting his life choices right now because he wanted to steal the Octopussy surprise locket. This happened on November 28th at Partridge Jewelers in central Auckland, where police received reports that there was a man swallowing a Fabergé James Bond Octopussy egg pendant. Swallowing it, friends. Can you imagine getting that down? So, as we learned, from the guy who swallowed the Tiffany earrings, what goes down must come out. So, at the time of his arrest, he did undergo a medical assessment, and now an officer is assigned to constantly monitor this man. At this stage, the pendant has not yet been recovered.
Well, shit.
But we all know the only way it's gonna get recovered, don't we?
Oh, that's horrifying.
Yeah. Would that be the day that you're like, yeah, I can't work at this jail anymore. I can't do it. This is it. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm done giving my notice. I'm the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Because this idiot's pooping into a sieve.
And someone has to search that. Oh.
Right? Right? Sweet Doggy Mom says may take surgery. Right? Is it going to come out? The Tiffany earrings did. They got their earrings back. But look at that thing. There's a lot of
crevices. Yeah.
Crevices. There's a lot of things to get caught.
Oh.
Dumbest heist ever. Also, who is ever going to want that thing back?
Right.
I
That's
said that
definitely
about
going
the
on.
Tiffany earrings too.
That's going on the bargain sale.
It is. So, okay.
Does anybody want to buy this shitty egg? Yeah.
Right. It consists of 183 white diamonds and 2 blue sapphires. When it's open, then it displays an 18-karat gold octopus.
Oh.
It features a 007 and the Idaho.
Is it open?
Right. Is it open? I'm sure. Who knows? It was named after the 1983 James Bond film Octopussy.
Mm-hmm.
Of all the things to steal and swallow, like, come on. There are only 50 pieces worldwide. It stands 8.4 centimeters tall.
Really?
Really, 49. That's a good point. 49. Yeah. Curious also about, like, the enamel. Is it by chance poisonous? Could we be so lucky?
Oh, I am sufficiently horrified. Oh, my God.
Now, this guy has been on a real weird crime spree because the same store that he stole this locket from, on November 12th, he stole an iPad from the same store. What is with people going back to the scene of the crime to steal again? But then he also stole cat litter and flea treatment the next day from a private residence. So things are not going well in this man's life. He has got a flea-ridden cat. He lost his iPad. And now he's pooping in a sieve in jail. And this thing's worth almost $20,000. So that is a big theft.
There's a lot of poor life choices going on here.
There really are a lot of poor life choices going on. Tall Red says, well, with all those diamonds and being James Bond, I would probably buy it, shitty or not. Really? I would just say absolutely no thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got a point there, Joelle. Joelle says if people will snort drugs that somebody pooped out in a balloon, they'll take that egg.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. Ay, caramba. Oh.
Yikes.
Well, there you
Where did
have
he
it.
hide the iPad?
Yeah.
I don't even want to know. That is a lot of Vaseline. That is a lot of Vaseline to hide that iPad. Good Lord, friends. Drugs are bad, man. I don't even know what to say. Also, of course, it has to be called the Octopussy. It's just like, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
You really can't.
So, we'll keep you updated on the Octopussy Fabergé surprise locket and see when it makes its re-entrance into the world.
Reborn, if you will.
Reborn.
I hate myself for saying that.
I know. But you can't help it. It's going to come out somehow, one way or another.
Yep.
Right? The Pennant has an interesting story with it. Maybe somebody will buy it on eBay for more money because of this story. Some very strange and demented person. Speaking of strange and demented people, Katie, tell us about the attempted kidnapping that happened at our very own Costco right here in Idaho Falls, where I live.
Oh my gosh. I saw this story last week in a local group. This lady posted a story about something that happened to her at Costco. I'm going to read it to you because it's in her own words. So she posted and said, last week on Thursday, that would have been the 20th of November, I had a terrifying experience at a store many of us frequent as parents, the Costco in Idaho Falls. I don't post a lot on social media, and I don't want to strike fear into my friends or community, although I felt like I should, impressed and was encouraged by my loved ones to share my experience. My intent in sharing is so others will hopefully not experience what I did in the future and spread awareness. My sister is visiting for the upcoming holiday, and we went shopping at Costco together to get food for our Thanksgiving. We both got different carts, and I put my newborn in her car seat in the deep part of the basket facing me as she was napping, and other shoppers could visibly see that I had a baby in my cart. We got about 10 minutes into our shopping trip, and I started looking at the book section because my other kid loves to read, and my sister was close by in the clothing section. I felt safe of my surroundings because I've never had a bad experience with other shoppers at Costco. I'm very aware of my surroundings in any public place, and I noticed a man in his 20s to 30s with dark hair, wearing a hat and a sweatshirt and jeans, and ethnically seemed to be maybe of Middle Eastern origin, walking around the book section. He looked distracted, and I didn't feel threatened by him or notice him eyeing my shopping cart with my infant inside. I picked up a heavy book to read the back of it, which was the only moment I took my hand off of the shopping cart, and my cart was directly to the left of me. I glanced to the right at this book, and then glanced over, when I looked over to check on my baby, my cart was gone. It vanished with my infant inside of it in the matter of seconds. I frantically started scanning my surroundings and didn't see my cart anywhere in sight. My mind felt frozen in all my panic while my body charged into action. I ran down an aisle straight behind where I was standing and into the man I saw earlier walking around the book section, pushing my cart with my baby inside. Our eyes locked, and before I said anything, it's as if he knew that I knew what he was doing. He dropped his hands quickly off of my cart, seemingly defeated, and I took it back and went into flight. I tried to get as far away as quickly as possible to my sister. At first, the man kept apologizing and said, I'm so sorry, in a panicked tone as he trailed behind me as I was fleeing the situation. He said, I'll never do that again, I promise. He didn't act as if he was confused, like it was a mistake or an accident or mix-up of sorts. He acted as if he was guilty for his actions. So to go on, she talked it over with her sister and decided to go back to Costco. They left Costco. And then they went back and decided to talk to management, which they did do. And eventually, management did contact the police, and the police did an investigation and discovered that the card that was used to for get into Costco, I mean, that's the thing. You have to have a card to get in, tracked back to Rexburg, to my town, to a BYU Idaho student. So they went and talked to that guy and discovered that it wasn't actually him, it was his roommate. This dude right here. Oh. His name is Michael Garrison Rain, and he's been charged with felony second-degree kidnapping. The baby, in case you're wondering, was 4 weeks old.
God.
Luckily, he didn't get out of the store, and he only made it really around the corner with her baby before she found him and took the baby back. What the hell was he doing?
Right. What was he doing?
Why would you ever grab a shopping cart with somebody's baby in it and run away with it?
Only one reason I can think of.
And he must have been booking it because she was right there. And the book section at Costco isn't very big.
No, it's not.
But at any rate, yeah, they have arrested him. He apparently had attempted to be a part of the Marine Corps and failed out due to being disqualified for psychological reasons.
Well, yeah, they couldn't find him initially after this happened because he had headed off with the Marines. Like he was going to be joining up.
Yep.
And then they brought him back to IF in time for the police to be like, yeah, we need to talk to that dude.
Yep. He says that he told the police that they asked him what happened at Costco, and he was like, Costco? I don't know what happened at Costco. I don't know what happened at Costco.
Costco?
They're like,
what's Costco?
Really? Yeah. Costco, who's that? You know, the police are saying that they said that a child was taken that day, and he acted as if he was surprised, and then clarified that he took the child and said, oh, that, I'm so sorry, I remember now. He said he was browsing the book section with his cart and was moving his cart along with him, and that he grabbed the front of his cart from the front and dragged it around without looking at what was in the cart. And the next thing he knew, he was confronted by a woman, but he did not know how. He said the woman did not say anything to him, but he realized he took this woman's baby and grabbed the wrong cart. He says it was just mistaken. Is that true? I don't know.
Well, it is not, because they have video, and that dude never had a cart at all.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a cart. Like, the whole thing is bullshit.
Just not true. No. So again...
Can you imagine that woman didn't scream bloody fucking murder right there, though? That's the part that amazes me.
Did not.
That she just quietly takes her baby and gets the hell out of there. I would have been screaming. I would have been throwing shit at that idiot. I would have been making sure somebody tackled him to the ground.
Yeah.
That part was weird. Like, she really froze.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I guess you don't know unless it happens to you what you do. But I thought it was wild that she actually left the store without saying anything initially.
For sure. Well, and the fact that that he apologized profusely, and then he goes on to tell the police all about how profusely he apologized to her, and asked if the baby was okay and if there was anything he needed to do, and yet he didn't remember this happened.
Yeah. My ass, buddy.
Unfortunately, he was full of lies when he talked to the police, and that there is video footage of the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. It's very clear what he did. Good point, Paula. Paula says Mormon training, never make a scene, which is true.
Absolutely.
Which is absolutely true. Mormon women are taught to stay quiet.
Yeah. But yeah. Right. She ran down an aisle and ran right into him. Thank God she did. That he didn't get out of the store with that 4-week-old baby.
My God.
Yeah. And that's true. She wanted to get away from him. She was trying to get back to her sister, trying to get to some safety.
For sure.
Yeah.
But man, to not be screaming your brains out the whole time that guy took my kid, guy took my baby,
Yeah.
is amazing to me.
She must have just been in shock and just didn't know what to do.
I guess
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joelle
but
says, this is so
terrifying.
weird. I really don't get it. I'd be screaming from the get-go. I know this as I lost track of my 10-year-old in a museum and everybody knew he was missing. Yeah. Right? Like,
I mean,
God.
everybody does trauma differently in shock, you know, so I'm
It's
sure she
a-
just didn't know what to do. But holy moly,
Yeah.
how terrifying is that? The crazy thing is when she
Incredible.
posted this in the public groups, the ones I was in, people were like, oh, come on, lady, you're overreacting, you know, whatever. Take better care of your own kid, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then after they
Well,
made the arrest, now people are like, oh, okay, maybe there really was something to this.
Well, it just barely hit the news today, and it happened on the 20th, and
Yeah.
he was arrested on the 28th.
Yeah.
So it took a long time for it to hit the
Mm-hmm.
news. That the only place somebody else told me about it, and the only place I could find anything on it at all until today was on Facebook.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yep. Really scary. Yep.
Hmm.
So
Well,
there you have it.
yikes. We have one more story for you, and because
Yes.
this show has literally had everything,
Hmm.
now we have a raccoon liquor store robbery.
We
So,
do.
Katie, lay it on us.
We have a liquor store bandit. This happened in Virginia over the weekend. Hanover County Animal Protection received a call from the ABC liquor store. Said that they had discovered a break-in, and when they found the culprit of the break-in, they called animal control. So I have a little video for you. There's no sound, so I'm going to pull it up and then I'll just help narrate it. As you can see, that's a raccoon in the liquor store. He's already looking a little punchy there. Oh God,
boy.
real excited here. Oh, now look at he's plotting. He's definitely plotting
Yes.
there.
Uh-huh.
This is him after animal control got there and gathered his drunk ass up off the bathroom floor. Yeah, he's like, yeah, time of my life. Would do it all over again, boys and girls. But yeah, that's him. Now he's having a little snacky here because, gosh, that's a lot of alcohol to be
Yeah.
sucking up on. And this is him just kind of, yep, yep.
Oh boy.
I think if you set this to music, it would be something like, you know, I had the time of my life, you know?
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
This pal, he had all the funzos. They did take him back to the animal shelter to just double check that everything was okay and, you know, that he was okay because, you know, that was a lot of hooch he sucked down. And he sobered up and, you know, maybe had a bit of a hangover and, you know, was suffering from the guilt and shame of some terrible life choices. No, he wasn't.
No, not at all.
Here's a couple of still photos as well. But look
Oh
what a mess
my
he made.
God. Oh,
Yeah.
holy shit.
He did a
Lucky
fair
he's
amount
not
of
cut
damage.
up from all that glass.
Right. Now, he was not injured. Not injured at all. Now, I have not seen if there's any kind of, there probably is somewhere some total of like how much damage he did, but it was substantial. But imagine coming
Yeah.
into this and being like, what the hell happened here? And then walking into the bathroom. Oh, no.
I'm sure they've had some drunk idiots fall down on their bathroom floor before, but I bet they were human.
Probably not this guy right here. So it sounds like he's fine. Just probably plotting his next heist because this was so damn fun. But
Oh
all
my
is well that
God.
ends well, thank goodness. I'm glad he's okay. I mean, ugh,
Yeah.
you would really worry about alcohol poisoning with somebody that little. But he was tearing it up in there. He was having the time of his life.
He really was. And you know, I mean, raccoons are garbage guts. They'll eat anything.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Probably got the constitution for it.
Yes.
Yeah, he looked
obviously
like
so.
a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The fact that
probably
he passed
young.
out next to the toilet is really funny too. He could have done this anywhere, but nope, he went to the appropriate spot. He's right next to the trash can for the puking, you know. He's got it all figured out.
He
So
seems to, yeah.
thank goodness he's okay. And I guess if you have to have a break-in and a robbery, maybe this is the best way.
I mean, it's a good story. You'll have a story for a real long time.
Imagine being that employee. I would love to know, like, when she found him in the bathroom, what she thought, you know? She probably
Quadruple
thought,
take.
is he dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he rabid? No, just
Okay.
drunk.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
He also looks like had quite a lot of snacks. So
Yep. Yes. Right? He's seen
Oh.
enough passed out humans to know where to pass out, right? Right, better than a drunk with a gun. Yeah, we'll take
much
a drunk
I would
raccoon
take this
all day long. Yeah.
all day long. Absolutely. All righty. Well, that's everything we've got for you tonight. Don't forget to join the Super Squad over at truecrimesquad.com, where you get extra bonus episodes. You get to join the watch party with us, and you get access to the secret archives. Lots of extra fun over there. We appreciate all of you being here with us tonight. And you know it. We are the True Crime Squad.
Thanks, guys.
Season 6, we're back again. Christy and Katie, your crime time friends. Stories, justice, laughs collide. True Crime Squad, come join the ride. Grab the clues, let's take a stand. For victims' voices, hand in hand. True Crime Squad, it's time to shine. Season 6, your turn, your time. True Crime Squad, where justice meets hilarity.